At the Playmakers Network, sports are more than games. They're a community. From basketball and college football to professional wrestling and Rams football, our shows keep fans informed, entertained, and connected. Watch live, listen on your favorite podcast platform, and join the conversation. The Playmakers Network. Sports, community, conversation.
I feel blessed, that's evident. I'm the best I've ever been. Okay. So if they ask you how I feel, what's up? I'ma tell you I feel amazing. I feel blessed, that's evident. I'm the best I've ever been. So if they ask you how I feel, what's up? I'ma tell you I feel amazing. I feel blessed, that's evident. I'm the best I've ever been. I am. So if they ask you how I feel, what's up? I'ma tell you I feel amazing. I feel blessed, that's evident. I'm the best I've ever been. So if they ask you how I feel, I'ma tell you I feel amazing.
And welcome to Shooting Lights. Wait. Hold.
Did you not hear the music?
Wait.
That's a whole different music. That's a whole different vibe. What you got going on today?
Wait, but I'm with you. I'm doing a broadcast with you
On a Wednesday?
That's the difference. Woo, I'm pumped.
That's right. Y'all heard the music. Y'all heard the different vibe. It is bearing down the gridiron.
Season 5.
Season 5. Your host, myself, Darnell, the Playmaker, Sallins, and to the right of me, Mr. Cole Johnson.
It's a pleasure as always.
Season 5.
No matter if we're doing Shooting Lights Out or Bearing Down the Gridiron. Yeah. Now, it hasn't been all 5 years for me. Been basically like a couple, but yeah, this feels good.
Season 5 will bear it out of gridiron. Smart takes, smart debates, and all college football.
That's right.
And we're here to do what we normally do. Preview the Power 4 conferences. So we'll be talking about the Atlantic Coast Conference today. Some of us like to call it the All Coast Conference because they literally stretch from coast to coast.
Atlantic Coast Conference, but they got 2 teams out in California and 1 in Texas.
Like I said, they just need to say the All Coast Conference. It'll make sense to everybody.
There's one on the Pacific and 1 near the Gulf. But it's an Atlantic Coast Conference.
Let's call it All Coast Conference and we'll be good to go. Man,
y'all gotta figure it out, Charlotte.
It's been a while since y'all got to see us on the Wednesday. So, Mr. Johnson, would you kindly please welcome the people as we normally do on a different show?
All right. Well, we thank you in advance for liking. We thank you for sharing. We thank you for subscribing to this very wonderful platform known as the Playmakers Network YouTube channel. So we thank you for watching us there. We also thank you for watching us on the Playmakers LinkedIn page. And you, if you don't see us, you can hear us on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Amazon Music, on iHeartRadio, where you also can download podcasts. And we are on live on the Real Wise Global Network, Real Wise Radio. Shout out to my man, Real Wise, Wise Elefe. We love you, my brother. Hope everything is good with you. You know we're gonna catch up because we got some real stuff to talk about, both on and off the air.
Yep. And as we get started today, one thing that has changed, we are starting to get in the habit of doing this today and going forward.
Yes. So what we're going to do every episode is we're going to invite the conversation to have with one of you, all of you. And for this episode, the question is as follows: who will win the Atlantic or All Coast Conference, or the ACC? Who is the dark horse? And what team is on the hot seat? Now, if you're on the Playmakers Network YouTube channel, type your answer below this video and type it below the description box as well. Again, if you're new, like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the network. Subscribe to the YouTube channel of the network.
Man, it's been a minute, Mr. Johnson, since we got to step into a gridiron. So we gotta feel our way back into it. So I'm trying to remember, how do we normally start off the shows?
Well, we normally start the show with Around the Hardwood. Oh no. This is football, not basketball. Oh yeah, Around the Diamond. No, that's baseball.
When did we ever talk baseball?
Yeah, that's right. No, On the Ice. No, that's hockey. In the pool. No, that's swimming. On the links. No, that's golf.
Why did you name every sport we don't talk about?
Oh, let me see. I'm trying to think of all the football things that we do. Let me see. The bomb, no. Dive, no. Sack, no. I'm trying to think. It has something to do with time. I
think you're the one who created the graphic for it. So
yes, of course. I'm poking fun. He knows I'm poking fun. Yes, we start every episode of Bearing Down the Gridiron with the No Huddle.
I will say this though.
Huh.
The No Huddle did get a revamped look to it, something similar to Shooting Lights Up. So there you go.
All right. Well, on tap for the No Huddle, we will discuss Notre Dame and USC. They're actually going to rekindle their rivalry. Stupid fools. Shouldn't have ended in the first place. We'll touch on that in a minute. The Big Ten and SEC, they backed the college sports bill. We touched on that. We'll touch on that as well. And for those who actually watch Shooting Lights Out, we actually touched a little bit on it in that show. We're going to do it with a football spin in this one. The preseason coaches poll has been released, so we will touch on who is in the top 25. But we will begin with one Mario Cristobal. Now, who, if you don't know, he is the head coach of the U. And he was sitting on some pretty hot seats until last year when his team actually caught fire in the playoffs. Well, because of that run and getting all the way to the national championship game, he earned himself a long-term contract extension with the school. Congratulations to you, sir. Now, Cristobal is entering the fifth year of a 10-year deal, which ran through 2031, and it paid him a reported $8 million a year. Now, Miami has not announced a new deal for Cristobal, who took his alma mater to the national title game last year. He revitalized the Hurricanes since his arrival 4 years back, increasing the win total each season. And after they went 10-3 in 2024 behind Cam Ward, now, of course, he is the quarterback of the Tennessee Titans, ended up being the number one overall pick in the 2025 NFL draft. They went 13-3 last year, again, making it to the title game before falling short in their home against Indiana. Now, in the 4 seasons with the Hurricanes, he is 35-19, and then headed into this year, they hope to build off of the success of last year, especially in the playoffs, with transfer portal additions, Darren Mensah, quarterback, and returning stars Malachi Toney. I think I still haven't seen him run because it looks like he's a blur. And Mark Fletcher Jr. Your thoughts on Crystal Ball being extended in the contract and being the head coach of Miami?
Well, like you said, he got him to the national championship game. They just didn't finish the deal, but hey, sometimes you lose the big ones, but the people had them getting to that game in the first place.
Well, I mean, the committee almost didn't even have them making it to the playoffs altogether. Because
we'll discuss them when we get into that conference.
I was like, because you remember what happened, and we will talk about that later in this episode.
we'll get to that. But hey, Mario Cristobal, he won games in the playoffs, got to the national title game. So hey, if Miami feel like here's your extension, there you go. But Mr. Cristobal, more pay, more expectations.
Yeah, higher expectations. Yeah, no question. No question. And you speaking about those expectations and how high they are the overwhelming favorite to win the ACC this year. So you talk about that.
The early tease by Mr. Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, who did we choose to win the ACC this year? You'll have to find that out later on in this program.
All right. That's enough of Miami talk because we got more ACC talk coming up later.
Of course we do.
Ooh, interesting here.
Yes. So we're not talking ACC. We're talking Big Ten and a stubborn independent. USC and Notre Dame.
Very stubborn.
just being truthful. USC or University of Southern California and Notre Dame, they will renew their storied rivalry matchup beginning in 2030. It's a shame we ain't seen it now, but that's a story for another time. With a 4-game series that will feature back-to-back season openers, which that is hot garbage, but then again, that's what they wanted. Notre Dame's reunion with USC, however, will now coincide with the departure of defending national champion Indiana. Now, did you think we were ever going to say that on any college program? Indiana, defending national champion in football. We'll discuss that when we talk about the Big Ten later on this month. From the Fighting Irish's feature schedules, and this is what sources told Adam Rittenberg of ESPN. Now, back in 2021, Notre Dame and Indiana announced a home-and-home series with the Hoosiers opening the 2030 season at South Bend. That is now the slot the USC will fill. Notre Dame was set to visit Indiana in September of 2031. Now, both those games will not be played. And this is actually at Indiana's request, is what the sources told Mr. Rittenberg. The desire is to get USC back on the schedule in early season slots, and that drove the shuffling along with Indiana's philosophy toward non-conference scheduling. Now, for those who need an understanding as to how big this rivalry is between Notre Dame and USC and how storied it is, they began in 1926, and despite a 3-year break during World War II and a 1-year stoppage, of course, during the pandemic in 2020, they have played 95 times. Yet after the two sides played in Notre Dame back in October, of course, with the Fighting Irish winning 34-24, the future of the matchup remained uncertain. Now, the Trojans' position was that they wanted to continue playing the game, but also that facing Notre Dame late in the season affected its chances of making the college football playoff in the sport's evolving landscape, especially since USC joined the 18-team Big Ten Conference. And both programs have been previously unable to reach a deal to continue the rivalry. Now, athletic director Jen Cohen of USC said this in a statement, quote, USC's historic rivalry with Notre Dame holds a special place in the history of college football. And we are happy to resume a series that means so much to the entire Trojan family. It It remains important for us to play this game early in the season, as it allows us to schedule competitively with our Big Ten peers and takes into account the health and best interests of our student athletes and program. We are excited for our fans, and we look forward to more memorable matchups and unforgettable games between the Trojans and the Irish. Close quote. Stop lying. That felt so good. Your thoughts on USC and Notre Dame actually getting their heads out of there, actually catching sense and renewing their pleasantries after having a 4-year hiatus that we're about to undergo now, and Indiana saying, we don't really want to play you guys up in South Bend anymore.
Where do you want me to start first? Do you want me to start with the Jewish lady being back? The fight for the Jewish lady.
And that is the prize that USC and Notre Dame fights for, the jeweled shillelagh. Yeah. Good.
Great. People can have their rivalry. Could be no college football fans. They love tradition more than just about anybody, including baseball. Yes. Including baseball fans.
Yes. Oh God, yes. No other entity or no other fan base in sports attaches themselves to tradition more, even more than college basketball, than college football.
So yay, we got the Jewish lately back on the schedule in 4 years' time. I have no problem with that. You know what I do have a problem with though?
What?
Indiana. Kurt Cinetti. Kurt Cinetti, you like to talk about you ain't scared of nothing. So why did you drop this series with Notre Dame? Here's my thing. This is what I want. All the heads of the 4-letter institution, if you want to know who I'm talking about, Cole Johnson can give you an idea.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I would love to know the phonetic alphabets well, but the NCAA is what he's talking about. The folks in Indianapolis.
How interesting. And
I got it. I got it. Yeah. November, Charlie, Alpha, NCAA. There you go.
Those people here, this is what I would like for y'all to do. I feel that teams that are in the same state, doesn't matter the conference, as long as they are a power conference, will doing a group of six is kind of difficult. But if you're in a power conference, or if you're Notre Dame, you should play the other power schools in your state.
But then again, yes, Notre Dame plays Purdue every year. So yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Florida State, Florida, Miami, they like to exchange pleasantries.
Not all the time.
But that's because of Florida. We want to keep it a buck. Yes, I'm calling my own team out on that. Florida State, Miami play every year. Florida State and Florida play every year. The only in between is Florida and Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Indiana, Cincinnati, y'all the defending champions. Why did y'all request to cancel this game with Notre Dame?
You know what they say? Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Because did not Kurt Cinetti come to the Big Ten media and try to trash talk the SEC? And then the next thing you know, you read that it was at Indiana's request to cancel the series. Not Notre Dame.
No, not Notre Dame's.
Not Notre Dame. Even though Coach Johnson probably would love for it to be Notre Dame because he has a thing with that AD right about now.
Yes. Yes, I do.
But it wasn't Notre Dame. It was
this wasn't their issue. Yeah. This wasn't their F up. Right.
Indiana, the defending champions, said, "Nah, we changed our mind." Why did you change your mind? Maybe did you realize it might not be as easy as it was last year to get to that national championship?
Ding! 2025 was great. You haven't even snapped a down in 2026.
And you weren't gonna play Notre Dame.
On your back.
You weren't gonna play Notre Dame in 2030.
Right. And you weren't gonna play them this year, next year, 2028 or 2029 either. Right.
It was 2030
last year. Yeah, because you didn't play them last year. So
actually, no, you did play them last year. You played them in South Bend in the playoffs, and no.
That's 2024. No, you didn't play them last year. So
because Notre Dame didn't make the playoffs.
Right.
How fitting that the defending champ said, "Nah, we changed our mind. I think we're good going forward."
Right.
Because I can tell you this: Notre Dame ain't scared of schedule people now. I'll get them that. I'll give them that. But I won't go too long because we have a guest to bring in, and I'll let you do the honor, sir, because you haven't seen him in quite some time.
Oh, a guest. Oh, well, then, well, let me do the honors. Ladies and gentlemen, the band that I call the ACC Whisperer. He also is one who slays any dummies who think that they know something, and he just simply slacks them and puts them in their place. Ladies and gentlemen, the host of the Play Callers Sports Network, the owner of it as well, and one half of Monarchs of Wrestling, among many other things, the one, the only, my brother, one of my broadcast brothers, Cool McCain. What is up, man?
I want to get off mute.
All right. Such kind words.
Thank you, sir.
Since y'all put me on mute, I came up in the thing like, why am I on mute?
I ain't put you on mute. I didn't put you in.
That was Playmaker. Playmaker did that.
Hey, I think no. All I did was add you in. I didn't even know you was on there. No, I'll deal with him. I'll deal with him later.
Oh, I'm enjoy this. This is gonna be great.
Oh, we got our first comment.
One from Agra. From Agra. It's great to have you here on Down the Gridiron. He says Indiana doesn't need to play a string power four, strong power four out of conference. They play in the toughest conference and knocked off everyone in the playoffs they went against anyway. Thank you for your comment. Appreciate that.
How we know it's going to be the strongest conference in 4 years when he's supposed to act late?
I'm about to say in 4 years, I doubt they will be the strongest conference. Thank you, sir. Yes, last year they were. No question about that. And probably this year too. But you saw how fast it can turn. It can turn the other way very quickly in 4 years' time.
I'm talking about 4 years from now. This is when he's scheduled to play Notre Dame.
And Notre Dame doesn't belong to a conference. So,
That's why we call them stubborn. Jokers.
Now, all they have to do is just join the Big Ten and they won't have that problem.
Speaking of the Big Ten.
Yes. What a wonderful segue. Speaking of the Big Ten, since we talked about two of those Big Ten schools, the Big Ten, along with the other conference they want to throw middle fingers at and claim that they're better than, the Southeastern Conference or the SEC, they both agreed this past Friday night to support a Senate bill that seeks to regulate college sports, ending a breakneck week of negotiations and pulling the bipartisan measure out of what looked like a certain death spiral. You mean like what we see in Washington every single day now with other issues other than this? I'm sorry. School presidents from both conferences voted to back the bill after receiving last-minute concessions over language regarding the third-party name, image, and likeness, or NIL, deals, and the so-called, quote, associated entities, close quote, that often broker those arrangements between player and schools. Yeah, you want to dig in their pockets. More details need to be worked out, of course, but the bill still needs a chance to earn the 60 votes needed to halt debate and to head up an up or down vote before the Senate heads for a summer break after next Friday, not the 7th, the 14th. The summer recess is increasingly looking like an intractable deadline for the Protect College Sports Act, a bipartisan effort headed by Washington Senator Maria Cantwell of Washington, a Democrat, and of Texas, Rafael Edward Cruz. I refuse to call him Ted.
Can we not rehash what happened Monday, please? Can we keep what happened Monday to a minimum?
He said Rafael Edward Cruz.
Can we keep it to a minimum?
That and for those
that man is wilding out.
That's his name. That is his name.
I'm not talking about the name, but that's how I started on the other program. So I'm trying to.
Oh Lord. Okay. Fine.
I'm trying to contain that before it starts again.
After the conferences, which had
let him cook.
Oh, he definitely cooked on Monday. He cooked Monday.
After the conferences, which had balked at large sections of the bill, put out a short release announcing they supported the act, quote, as currently drafted, close quote. Rafael Edward put out a short statement on social media thanking the leagues and saying, quote, let's save college sports, close quote. I'm going to repeat the line I said Monday today, or right now. Rafael Edward, save that tongue from licking that fresh butt crack of Donald Trump.
Mm.
That feels so good.
Not the sour booty meats.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to just go ahead and do a quick rendition of what I said on Monday. First was how do I feel about the ACC and the Big Ten supporting this bill? This is what Coles asked me Monday. 3 letters. D-U-H. Duh. Because of the 4-letter institution that I mentioned earlier.
Can I give a 4-letter word?
I'm gonna pass it right to you. I'm gonna pass it right to you when I'm done. Pass it right to you because I'm gonna let you have it.
I'm gonna give a 4-letter word. That's all I gotta say.
It does because the 4-letter
is S-T-F-U. And that's all I got to say about that.
Not STFU. That was not directed at me. That was directed to the 4-letter institution that I was referring to.
Yes, it was.
Because that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they need to do.
Correct.
That's exactly what they need.
It was not directed toward Mr. Playmaker at all.
Because that 4-letter institution, if they was able to do their job like they're supposed to, you wouldn't need the government to get involved. But you so damn stupid that Donald Trump, Mr. Orangehead, had to speak and say, we need to save college sports. So, thank you. Now we just need the ACC and the Big 12 to go ahead and follow suit so that Donald Trump can sign off on it and we can have this sports bill into law.
College sports need to be saved. They need to be saved. They need to be saved. Oh, wait a minute. I got to pet something. Oh, that feels so. What was I? Yeah, it needs to be saved. College sports need to be saved. I'll save it. It's a wonderful sport. Wonderful sport. It needs to be saved.
Wonderful.
Other than your 4 letters to the NCAA, your thoughts on this, Cole?
Let me see if I can get this out. Trace.
Okay, so why do you think this is trash? Oh, this is brilliant. I love this.
We have a lot more stuff to worry about. We have a foolish president, and we're worried about a college sports bill. That's the gist of my issue. I'm trying to give you the Cliff Notes version because I know I never know when I might just come out with something crazy. So I'm trying to give the Cliff Notes versions where I can, so we'll have a 3-hour show.
Oh,
You know, I would
But yeah.
I will put it in layman's terms for those of you who don't understand, but I think this is a spot where Cole Johnson can actually put it in terms better than I can.
oh. I find it really, I will put a bow on this. I find it extremely interesting, and actually I find it extremely insulting since I'm dealing with not just two brothers of mine, but two people who live in the same country as I do, that we could seem to come together in Washington over a bill like this, yet we seem to have this issue of, I'm for the elephant, screw the jackass, or I'm the jackass and screw the elephant. Every other aspect of politics, you seem to want to be on each side to just simply screw the other and bicker at the other. But this particular issue, you can find kumbaya moments with it. So if you want to know why you have one person who says duh and the other saying to the NCAA, shut up, and we got more important things to talk about, that pretty much should tell you why the NCAA is absolutely ridiculous in having no balls in enforcing anything. That you need to actually go to Big Daddy to help you out. That should tell you how terrible you all are.
Remember, Cole, the reason why they have no balls is because they can't enforce anything. They have no power.
So are we really saying that the NCAA? Are we really saying that the NCAA has no testicular fortitude?
They have they have less than zero testicular fortitude, sir. Yes.
How are you a company and you don't have no power?
7 months ago, we heard probably one of your most ardent ambassadors get on national television and say that you all cannot enforce any of the rules that you have and you need the government to help you out. That should tell you how bad you all are.
And 7 months ago, that's when Nick Saban became Cole Johnson's favorite college football person.
Yeah, because I'm like, I've been for the longest saying they have no teeth. They're greedy, and that's all they do. They just operate on greed. And now you have the person who probably would back everything the NCAA is for, and they would say, yeah, this person represents the NCAA better than anybody. Basically say, you all are such clowns. Beautiful.
Oh man. Before we continue on, Mr. McCain, quick thoughts on your head coach getting a contract extension.
Yes, I want to hear this too.
You gotta do it. You gotta lock him up. You gotta pay him. Because for the first time in Lord knows when, and only Lord knows, we actually had the good season, caught the L, and didn't crack.
Mm-hmm.
That's worth an extension right there. Because normally, we're a top team in the country, we lose a game, and then we can't win no more. So the fact that he was able to take that and move it towards, hey, catch the L, go out there, whoop somebody else's ass. Yeah, he needs to stay. And I also want to thank him again. I said this before, but I can't say it enough. Thank you, Mr. Cristobal, for getting rid of the turnover chain.
Oh, yes.
Gracias.
Not gracias. All right. Well,
and that brings us.
Whoa. Before you get to that, as a U supporter, you believe the turnover chain, you thought that was sort of like a distraction on the field?
So the first year was funny. It was a Manny Diaz thing. So, Manny Diaz is, he's a frat boy coach anyway. But I feel like you got to the point where you're like, all right, we'd had it a few years. We really need to refocus on winning and not worrying about turnover chain. We need to focus on executing on the offensive side of the ball. So now that I think they got the message. Now we playing some ball on both sides. That's why we getting dubs. Because when your defense is dominant and your offense is trash juice, you're not going to win. If your defense is dominant, your offense is all right, you're not going to win. Your offense at least has to be able to pick up the slack if the defense is falling off.
Right.
You cannot do that if all the focus is on a chain. And we have other people doing backpacks and all kind of stupidity. We were making everybody look dumb.
That's what I was saying.
We saved college football. Y'all welcome.
Save
But
college
don't think it's because we also ruined it. Look. Also, don't think it's too much because we was the ones that ruined it in the first place.
Save college football.
Basically, he said we saved college football after we ruined it.
Right. After we ruined it.
So we made up for our mistake.
That's a breach.
Right.
But I figured that's why you were saying that. And yeah, what we saw in the playoffs, that's exactly it fortified your point. The offense in one game really didn't do much till late in the game. The defense was balled out. Then the next game, defense didn't do as hot. And then the game after that, it was a shootout, and the offense took over and actually carried into a dub. So you're right. You got to have a team where the defense can dominate sometimes and can be opportunistic at other times, and the offense has to make sure that they are error-free. And there's other times when the defense doesn't come up, the offense picks up the slack and be physical. And that's what we saw. And I agree with you. I think they needed to get rid of the gimmicks, and I think once the gimmicks were gotten rid of, we actually saw Miami return to the U, where it's like, wow, these guys fly down the field on both sides of the ball, and they are physical too. Man, if they put it together, they can actually win the national championship very soon. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
From Cool McCain's Hurricanes
Appreciate that, sir.
To Cole Johnson's place of establishment. The USA coaches poll were released. And as you can see, the Ohio State Buckeyes topped the coaches poll. The defending champs, Indiana Hoosiers, come in at 6. 9 ACC teams, 8 Big Ten teams in the coaches top 25. And those who are wondering who are the top 25 after Ohio State, that would be Oregon, Georgia, Texas, and Notre Dame. Cole Johnson. Cole Johnson, your place of establishment. There go your top 5. By the way, Miami's 7th. After
Miami's
Indiana.
in top 10, right?
Followed by Texas A&M, OU, and Ole Miss rounding out the top 10. Mr. Johnson.
Well, they did load up on SEC and Big Ten schools at the top of the food chain. Wow. Now, if I'm Indiana, I'd be highly pissed. Forget not coming in number 1. You're not even in the top 5 to start the season. Oh,
to the coaches. To the coaches.
This to me is Signetti don't even have to say. You don't have to say a thing. All you have to do is just say, coaches think we're number 6 in the country. And I agree with him. Prove all of us wrong. I mean, that's all he has to say. Beautifully done. 6? Wow. Talk about the disrespect. And we thought it was bad when we had Ohio State to begin last year ranked 3rd.
And that was the AP poll.
That's AP poll. But the coaches poll, the Indiana's not even ranked in the top 5. Wow.
It makes me like, I can't wait to see the AP poll when that come out.
Right. Now, as for the teams that are in the top 5, as according to the coaches, Not surprised with Ohio State. They're there because of their defense. Not surprised that Georgia's in the top 5. They're there because of basically they've been the most consistent, I won't say the best, but the most consistent program in the last 5 years. They've either held the trophy or they've been near it every year. Notre Dame, I shake my head at them being ranked 5th because I'm like, I need to see a better offense from them, and I need to see more consistency on defense. Otherwise, I really believe that they could be 10th, but I understand that they're putting them there because, well, they want to say, well, we're going to give you every opportunity for you to actually be in the playoffs. And if we put you 12, 13, or 14, you won't gripe to the NCAA and say, you all don't want us in the playoffs. Then there's Oregon, who, well, unfortunately, there was one team that basically said, you just ain't going to win a thing. You have one team to thank for your last season. And then there's Texas. 6 people. 6 people. That's the focus. 6 people have to put this team in the CFP and actually make a good run for the national championship. That's the left guard, the left tackle, the center, the right tackle, the right guard, and one Mr. Arch Manning. 2026 is about those 6 individuals.
Archibald!
And if one of them comes up faulty, they all need to go where they ended up last year, eating Cheez-Its.
Especially Archibald.
Yeah, especially Archibald. Eating Cheez-Its in Florida against another Big Ten school.
Mr. McCain, the coaches poll.
We know what this is all about. Sexy teams, we want you up high. Miami, you're in the ACC, so we have to punish you. You can't be in the top 5. We'll put you at like 7, so that way, you can't say you didn't get half a chance. But are we surprised that we got, 9 SEC teams, 8 Big Ten teams? No, we're not.
No.
You know why? This poll has consistently told us that they are habitual line steppers on the truth and fairness. All they want to do is give you SEC, Big Ten, and sprinkling in a couple of people from other conferences that have been successful. And you know what? I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I'm for the ish. Because you know what? If the rest of you perform better, your ass would be there. But you don't, so your ass is at the bottom where you belong. You want to change it? Change it on the field. Until then, this is what we're going to get. Because the Big Ten just got themselves up in there. They weren't up in there before. They just got themselves up in there. But what they did, what? On the field. That's what it is.
And that will conclude the letter. Commercial break, and when we come back, all the fun begins. Recapping the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's not even about the jerseys. It's the hat that sets it off. Snapbacks, fitties, truckers, whatever your style is, that's how you rep your team every day. If you're looking to upgrade your collection or find your next go-to cap, we got you covered. Hit the link in the description and shop the latest styles right now through Lids. Every team, every style, every day. Top off your fit the right way.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kermit the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where Ryan, say the tag.
where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on YouTube and where you can find all podcasts.
Your best work starts with the right environment. Whether you're working from home, managing a business, creating content, study for class, or gaming with friends, the right setup can make all the difference. From premium office chairs to modern desks and workspace essentials, Odin Lake helps you create a setup that works as hard as you do. Work smarter, stay comfortable, perform at your best. Discover Odin Lake today through the Playmaker Network.
Welcome back to the season 5 premiere of Down the Gridiron. My 5th season doing this show. Cole Johnson's 2nd season doing the show. And it's getting funner and funner. And of course, since we're previewing the ACC, there's only one man we can add to the show. And that's my brother, Koo McKay. And speaking of that, All Coast Conference. Let's dive into it, fellas. Here we are, the All Coast Conference preview. And Mr. Johnson, this is what took place last year in this conference. Are you muted, sir?
Sorry, an absolute dumpster fire. But here's how it went. So you had multiple teams who had one loss. Oh, sorry, 2 losses. Duke, Miami, Georgia Tech, Pitt, SMU. And one of those teams had to play the only school that lost 1 game in the ACC. That would be Virginia. And how did they decide to pick the team that was going to face Virginia in the ACC championship game in Cool's hometown of Charlotte? The ACC's tiebreaker.
Thank God it ain't my home then. Excuse me.
The tiebreaker was, and might still be, who knows, conference opponents' winning percentage. So Duke had the greatest of them all, and they advanced over Georgia Tech, over Pitt, over SMU, and over the one team that actually was ranked around the top 10 at that time. I had a hard time thinking of it. Oh, yeah, Miami. So Virginia and Duke, they play in an ACC championship game. Virginia loses to Duke, which opened the door wide for who is going to represent the ACC in the college football playoff, or will they not have the ACC be represented at all in the college football playoff? And they were like, oh, well, let's choose Miami. They may not have played the conference championship, but they look pretty good. I think they deserve to be in the playoff. Now, Miami, of course, rewarded the NCAA for their gaffe in saying, well, we have a team that went 9-5 to win the ACC. They can't represent our playoff. We got to have a team that's better, a team that actually fits the playoff dynamic, and the U did. And if it wasn't for the U running almost all the table, all the way to the national championship game, it would have made even more of a laughingstock out of the NCAA that they already are. But Miami made a wonderful run through Texas A&M, through Ohio State, played a thriller against Ole Miss, and they fought valiantly, but they fell short against a team that just simply was better than everybody else in Indiana. Now, the ACC saw how much how much crap, or let me use a term that my brother Cool likes to use, bullspit, and how the tiebreaker was. So they changed it. So the backlash from what happened actually forced the ACC to change the championship tiebreaker for this coming season. Oh, I'm sorry. Duke, they actually won the ACC championship outright for the first time in 63 years. Now, touching on that tiebreaker change, the ACC, they adopted a new championship game tiebreaker format after the debacle of last year. Designed to better identify the two strongest teams for the title game is the change. It's more clarity, more fairness, and it's better for the game. That's a lie. Now, is the Atlantic Coast Conference underrated? Well, if you talk to the coaches, they believe it, and actually the results actually show it. Multiple coaches, including Brett Lashley, the coach of SMU, he says that the ACC is stronger than its national perception. Strong non-conference performances have proven that the ACC can compete with anyone. And it's time for the national metrics to start reflecting it. You gotta thank Miami for that.
Yeah, that's on top of my brother Kuma Kane said. Yeah,
thank that school.
And also, and I hate to do this, but if we're gonna be fair, also Florida State beating Alabama early in the season helps too.
But okay, that may have helped early in the season, but unfortunately, Florida State and their season, it basically sank and tanked faster than a pair of 80.
Yes.
Than a pair of 80-year-old women's breasts.
You cleaned it up from what I was thinking, sir. Kudos.
I want to say the more crass version of it, but yes, they're starting with their L at home against Miami. That season fell flat and fast, quick. Now, of course, when we talk about the ACC or anything involving college sports and college football in general, you have to talk about money, and there seems to be a revenue gap. Now, the commissioner of the ACC, Jen Phillips, she continues to address the TV and revenue gap that exists with the ACC and between them and, of course, the two big guns, the Big Ten and the SEC. Discussions around media rights, CFP revenue, and the future landscape, they do continue as the ACC is committed to long-term competitiveness. Your conference is in such disarray. You got teams that want to leave the conference. Fix that.
Kuma King, what did you say earlier on in the program? What the schools in the ACC need to do?
STFU. What they need to do. Because here's the thing. You don't win games when they matter. You go out there and look like you're a Bush League team against the best teams in other conferences or even the middle of the pack from other conferences. But then you want to come to the ACC and say, we want you to pay us like we're in the SEC. Well, play like you in the SEC. Don't play like you suck squad 2.0. That might help. Because guess what happens if you win games? Then people want to watch you. Guess what happens when people watch you? Revenue. You want to see the money? Do something on the field. Because real talk, if Miami hadn't gotten in last year, there wouldn't have been an argument to put no other team in the ACC in the college football playoffs. Say nobody else deserved to be there.
Again. Say that again.
So you got one team in the conference, the only team that even deserves to be there, And you could argue whether we deserve to be there last year. And I ain't gonna really argue with you about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad we made it, but you could argue we deserve to be there. But guess what? You couldn't make an argument for none of those other pieces of trash juice in the conference.
Oh, and by
including Doodoo Duke who won.
You sure could not.
And by the way, this is the same man that came on the program to preview that championship game and said the worst thing that can happen is for Duke to win the conference.
To win the conference. To Duke win that game and be the ACC champion. And he already knew
and they won.
If Duke won that game, the chances of Miami being in the playoffs would exponentially improve. With that understanding, with the fact that he got the result that he wanted, he still said the worst thing for the ACC that year was for Duke to win the ACC championship.
How you got 5 L's? And then people will think I got 5 losses. How could they be in the championship game? Because they don't count losses outside per conference wise. Yeah. I would also like to say I love we'll say pacifier that we gave the ACC gave all the crybabies. And that is if you get more people to watch, we'll give you some more money. But guess what? For you crybaby clowns who nobody watches, we're going to take the money from you and give it to them.
Oh, boy.
North Carolina had the University of North Carolina.
Continue.
Chapel Bill had the nerve. That organization had the nerve to go be like, we want to get more money. They could have gave that money to me, Cole, and Playmaker. Because we executed about as good as they did last year. It
would be put to better use.
Florida State. Always talking about they want to leave. Who going to take you? But let's be real. The Florida State that we have right now, who taking them?
SEC and the Big Ten, they definitely ain't.
I'm saying you're not right. So you're in the worst of the Big Four, right? And you're all the people who are chirping and crying about leaving. You're the reasons we're the bottom. But you think somebody else is going to absorb you and give you a whole bunch of money to keep sucking?
Florida State, they beat Alabama.
That's why you delusional teams and delusional organizations are it.
And then they decided,
in my opinion, and I know Playmaker and Cole will get this reference. In my opinion, they have been hanging out in the tornado chamber with Tony Hunt.
No.
Beautiful.
Not the tornado powders. No.
There's no other explanation you can give me. Tell me another explanation of why you would come up with this nonsense. That's got to be it. That's got to be it. I won't accept anything else. You know?
The Monarchs has officially made it to Bear Down the Gridiron. It only took the first episode to get here. Oh, man.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, come on.
Go ahead, Mr. Johnson.
Let's stop playing.
Go ahead, Mr. Johnson. Go ahead, Mr. Johnson.
All right. So,
ACC needs to stop playing.
The college football playoff is going to expand with more teams, and normally with more teams should come more opportunity. The ACC leadership is pushing for continued expansion of the college football playoff with more access. That means more opportunity for the ACC programs to get there. You know, you mean like a 9-5 Duke? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
the goal is to get the best teams in every year. Well, unfortunately, I'm sorry. ACC, there was only one team that was worthy of it, and we saw that team run through the playoff. Only one. The hat that you see Mr. Cool McKean wear, that's the only team in the ACC that was worthy of being in the playoffs last year.
I love that rule change. Oh, so now we're gonna make sure conference champions get in. All right, this is what you asked for, NCAA. This is what you asked for.
Yeah, because and I'm not really hoping this happens, but if it does, I'm gonna laugh silly. If you have the same thing happen this year as last in the ACC, I'm gonna laugh silly. I'm like, you have no choice. You have no choice but to put a 9-5 team that has no business even sniffing the CFP in the playoffs, and you all are doing this because you want to kowtow to all of these teams in the Big Four. Congratulations on the further ruination of college football. Anyway, now we have the House settlement and the revenue sharing aspect of things. Of course, with the aspect of college athletics changing, with players making money in general, you having these programs saying, how can we, and the NCAA saying, how can we get a little bit of that money? Now, the House settlement ushers in a new era of revenue sharing across college sports. Now, how the ACC adapts and invest in this, well, it would be critical to staying competitive, like Ashley, what Cool has been saying. If you want to have more coverage, do what you need to do on the field, and you will not have that issue. Like what Playmaker said, have Florida State beat an Alabama, have Miami beat a Texas A&M, and then Ohio State, and then an Ole Miss, and then we can talk. Because the balance between the resources and roster building and sustainability, let's be completely honest. The ACC is now almost starting to reflect one of the group of 6 types of schools, or types of conference or groupings of schools, because people are basically saying, oh, well, it's Miami and then the rest of them. And you only are afloat. I'm gonna bring the elephant in the room. You're only afloat because you got Notre Dame sinking money into every other sport in your conference. Oh, but you don't say that, and you don't even want to say thank you to Notre Dame. You basically want to just simply, you basically want to take. Screw it, I'm gonna say it. You want to take the dildo out of Notre Dame's behind and say, I hope that you are happy getting screwed with no lube.
Yep, college football is here.
They gave Notre Dame plenty of lube this year.
That's the stories from the ACC. Where are these storylines on the field?
Well, I'll get to number 1 last. We'll talk about the transfer saga of one Darren Mensah, who he left Duke after leading them to the ACC title. They filed a lawsuit over his NIL agreement, and he caused a little friction in the Duke locker room. And of course, this is one of the biggest storylines in college football. Now, I will put a bookmark on that. We touched a little bit on, and actually Cool touched a little bit on this last year. I would think you would have a little bit more of knowledge on this too. Do you think that one Mr. Darren Mensah is going to be a plus or a minus to Miami this year?
He'll be a plus. If he did what he did with Duke, that was not the same caliber defense, not the same caliber of weapons. You move him to Miami, and let's just say he doesn't even get any better. He just stays the same. He's going to look better. And Miami now is forming a history of getting these guys that got a year or two left, bringing them in, and making them successful.
That's right.
As long as they don't throw the bad interception at the end of the championship game, they look even better.
I was going to go further back, but
he went to January and won Mr. Carson Beck, who he was up and down last year, but he performed admirably in the playoffs until when they needed him the most. And I agree with you. I think he'll be a plus for them.
And man meat in Arctic temperatures.
And this is why I love Cool. This is why I love Cool.
Arctic temperatures.
That's some shrinkage. Oh my gosh.
Major shrinkage. That's what my boy did.
Oh Lord. So the program that won Mr. Mensah left. They now are the defending. It sounds really strange to say this about them in football and not basketball. The defending and the reigning ACC champions. Now, is it possible that they could defend that title? Well, they, of course, lost their star QB, the one that actually put them in position to win the ACC. And you have Manny Diaz.
One of the top wide receivers, too.
Yeah, and lost one of the top wide receivers as well.
And you do have Manny Diaz. That is the.
Yeah, you got Manny Diaz, who was slated to return with, I would say high, but I want to say probably astronomical expectations, considering that they ended up being at the ACC summit last year, and they have to prove that last year wasn't a fluke. And here's where I disagree. They could go 9-5, not win the ACC, and then that would actually prove them not to be a fluke. It would prove what we already knew then and what we now know, which is they won a conference, and I'm not saying this to be mean-spirited, I'm just saying to be truthful. They won a conference that unfortunately does not truly matter on the field. They just don't. You have too many programs in the Big Ten and the SEC basically saying, oh, we're putting this game in pencil because we know it's a dub. Unless it's Miami. I mean, that's just how it is. And your defending champion would be one of the biggest penciled in games. And saying, oh, yeah, that's an easy win. Playmaker, your thoughts, sir. Can Duke actually defend being the ACC champion?
Let me see if I can do my brothers proud here. Hell no.
Correct.
If the ACC, and the problem with the ACC is the fact that even though they said they changed it, they haven't released the details of what the changes were for the tiebreaker.
What a shock.
But if they are committed to what they're saying, there's no way in the hell Duke is winning the ACC again.
Nope. I don't see it. I know Cool don't either. So, nah. Mm-mm. Now, then there is the school that normally has been the flagship program of the ACC.
You did that
Clemson. Yes, I did. Clemson. Now, K. Klubnik, gone. Now, Christopher Cena, he's the one expected to take over for Klubnik. Now, the questions are, can Clemson return to ACC championship prominence? And even though Dabo Swinney chose development over the portal, can Dabo Swinney actually get out of his own way? because I think the dude wants to be in his players' pockets rather than coach the program to where they're supposed to be.
May I interject real quickly?
Dabo.
Dabo, do me one favor, okay? Do me one favor. Worry about your program, okay? Because if you worry about your program, this guy right here would not be having slides making fun of you like he did last year. To the point where I had to force him to stop. So Dabo, do me a favor.
He had to get
Do me a favor. Get on your ish, please. Go ahead, Mr. Johnson.
Oh my goodness. The thing I have to say about Clemson. You have ruled the roost for the last 10 years, but we saw you slip mightily bad. All of us thought that you would actually going to win the ACC last year.
Yeah, you won the year before.
And won the year before, but you woefully took major steps back.
Major.
Now how with the physicality that you supposedly had on both the offensive and defensive lines produced the crap that you did last year, we have to look at you and your $10 million a year salary, Mr. Swinney. You're supposed to actually be the one where the ACC is saying, you see, you play like this, we can actually rule college football because this is a multiple national championship caliber team. We even hoisted a championship in Death Valley. This is the team. And it got so bad that the U usurped them mighty fast within 1 year. Sad. I mean, Cool's happy about that, but I think it's sad for Clemson. And it hurts the ACC because you need to have more teams like what the U is and like what Clemson used to be up at the top.
At the same time.
And doing it at the same time. And speaking of ACC embarrassments, Chapel Bill now. Yes, it is time to prove that he is. It's time to prove that he is not benefiting off of being the head coach of Tom Brady. Now, of course, year one at in North Carolina just did not even come close to meeting expectations. We have a focus on recruiting and player development over this past offseason. This is a critical prove-it year for the team, and we have Mr. Bang Coeds as an offensive coordinator. Oh, I'm sorry, Bobby Petrino. So all of you in the Chapel Hill, Raleigh, and Durham area. Yeah, all of you in Chapel Hill, Raleigh, and Durham area. Be on the lookout for a 65-year-old man having a blonde 20-year-old co-ed on the back of it.
While he playing, don't leave your girl around me. True player for real. That's my for real.
I'm sorry, my bad. So you are an in North Carolina aficionado, cool. I know you don't root for North Carolina, but I know you know a lot about that. Know about the school. Do you think that Bobby Petrino can even make a dent in making North Carolina functional as a program that you would actually say, oh, they actually stand a chance of winning games?
So this is what I'll say. We talk about a certain quarterback for the Houston Texans and what he needs in order to have a successful year upon his return from injury last year. What you just said, if Bobby Petrino can get that so he can be in the right mindset and move focusedly on the field, I mean, X's and O's, we know Bobby Petrino what he's doing.
Yeah,
but it's getting his mind right. and them 20-year-old co-eds and 22-year-old co-eds, the 25-year-old graduate assistant,
Mhm.
that's going to keep Bobby Petrino locked in with the North Carolina Chapel Bills. If you don't give him that, what Bernie Mac say? It's going to be trouble.
Be trouble.
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 All right. Sorry,
Cool.
fellas. But
I mean,
sorry, fellas. I need the camera.
Take the camera. Go ahead and cook.
Bill Belichick. Chapel Bill has become a thing because I said it in a certain way, which is why Cool McCain and Cole Johnson and I can name a list of other people who can't stop saying it that way.
You mean Chapel Bill?
Year one's in the books, Mr. Bill. Year one's in the books. You have set the first standard. You went 4-8 last year. Can you win more than 4 games this year? It's now the question. Because year 2 needs to be improvement from year 1. Now I will admit, most of the games that you played were tight games. You just didn't have a team that was mentally strong enough to do enough to get that win. You lost a lot of mental games. So can you combat the mental games with your team in year 2 and add a couple more wins? If you win 6 games, I'll give you a successful season. Because you're starting from the bottom, you got to work your way up. It's baby steps on this. I don't know if you're familiar with how baby steps go, Bill Belichick. But if you can get to 6 wins, I deem it a successful year 2.
Well, I mean, he can call it a success if he's 5 and. I shouldn't say that. He's 5-8. But I shouldn't say that. Oh my gosh. So now, of course, the recap, which we did earlier. Duke's ACC champs. Virginia, well, you can say they won a regular season title. Miami, they were the ACC team that went the furthest, obviously, going all the way to the national championship game. And Clemson basically fell off the face of the map. And the ACC, they're focused on strong conference play and college football playoff representation. But you're not focused on the schools wanting to leave the conference. Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. Before we continue on, let's say hi to the aforementioned Brian Snow.
Brian Snow, a.k.a. Snowman. Snowman Multimedia. You can catch Snowman in the morning every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern on the Snowman Multimedia YouTube channel. He says, hey, fellas, Snowman here.
So now you got your storylines.
Oh, and by the way, I didn't get to answer the question. I know y'all know my answer, but I just want to say it. Duke has a snowball chance in HE double hockey sticks. Of repeating.
I had a feeling that is what you felt. And you probably would say that even if Duke actually had a good team to field. But
so there's all the biggest storylines going into.
But looking forward to the 2026 season. This is one thing I believe the ACC really needs to have at a premium. They need to have elite quarterback play. And if you want to talk about if this product can actually improve on the field, it needs to start there. Of course, you got Miami.
Play some goddamn defense too.
Oh, most certainly. Obviously, the U. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Obviously, the U. They have national title aspirations, and of course, as Cool actually wonderfully said, Duke has a snowball's chance in Hades of defending the title. And they have a loaded middle class looking upward and chasing upward. That looks like that's what's going to happen for this year in the ACC. Now, of course, we could talk about all of who is going to make it. Now, we feel the teams that are under pressure would be. We already talked about.
This is from Media Day. This is not us here at Down the Gridiron. This is the ACC Media.
Okay, from ACC Media. We already talked about North Carolina, Virginia Tech. Of course, they had a wonderful, pristine record of 3-9 last year.
This is like the only time when me and Crew just sat back and enjoyed the show when it came to Virginia Tech. We just sat there and just laughed the whole time. Because one of us on this program was highly on Virginia Tech.
They pissed me off.
It happens, man.
I know it does.
Can't judge nobody.
Of course, they fired their previous head coach.
And now they got your favorite coach now.
I was gonna say they fired their previous head coach for a culture change, and the new coach that's there, former Penn State head coach James Franklin, the one who is Ohio State slut. Now, there you have Virginia Tech.
He said this slut. I thought you were gonna say the glory hole, but slut works too.
I mean, look, he
translate the same.
He has the legs spread wide open for the hole to be visited for every time Ohio State comes in it, saying, "Oh, Ohio State, you're the best sex I've ever had." Anyway,
it's crazy. Virginia Tech and James Franklin, two Cole Johnson's favorite ACC team last year, and then his favorite coach put together.
And then you have Georgia Tech, who
they lost their do-it-all fullback, wide receiver, running back, quarterback, tight end, offensive lineman, center.
Yeah, I'm about to say, do it all on offense. Yeah.
It is all one player, y'all.
Yeah.
Haynes King is no longer in the ATL.
Heck, if he had to be an offensive lineman, he would do that too.
Yeah.
So I think they lost a good chunk of their identity. So the offense is going to have to look a little different and take a big step forward. Now they hope they're building something under
triple option.
They might. They have to build something under head coach Brent Key, and they need to actually close out games that are close, more of them. That is what they said on Media Day, ACC Media Day, for the teams under pressure. Now, the dark horses. Now, we clowned old Chapel Bill. Just go a little bit further further up the way, about 10 miles
to Raleigh.
To Raleigh,
yeah,
with NC State. They started off slow, but they finished off pretty strong in 2025. You have Dave Dorian, who he's continuing to build the team, and they feel more consistency is needed in the big games. We saw in different games the makeup actually looking good, and then we saw in other games it was running flat. So hopefully the Wolfpack can actually do their thing and do it better than they did last year. You got Louisville, where you have Lincoln Kienholz. He will take over at quarterback. They have 11 Power 4 opponents in this year's schedule. So obviously, they are eyeing being in the CFP. So that's definitely their focus, and they hope their offense will take them there. But it's like what Cool said about what you also need, which is a sound, talented defense. Hopefully, that is what the Cardinals can bring. If they don't, they will remain a dark horse. And then you have the regular season ACC champion, Virginia Cavaliers. Now, they offer a strong defense and they have great team chemistry. The question is, can they, I won't even say can they build off of last year's run? Can they duplicate their 7-1 record in the ACC regular season and finish the deal and win the ACC championship game? I think that is what you have to deal with. Either one of you, thoughts about the dark horses? Or the both of you?
I think State is definitely placed smack dab where they should be. They're probably right above the under pressure, but they're at least a year away. You could make the argument that Virginia and Louisville could replace Florida State and Duke. Louisville has placed themselves properly by the teams they're playing. So they're saying we're going to go out here and win or lose our possibility to get in the playoff on who we playing. Ain't going to be Louisville only played 2 top 50 teams. They're not going to be able to do that this year. So that's a very wise decision if you believe in yourself. If you don't believe in your current team, that was a very bad decision. But in all fairness, it was made a couple of years ago. It's got to live with the results now. I think Virginia is that team that's constantly the 4th or 3rd, depending on the year. Like they're always right there, 3, 4, 5. 5 this year, they could be 4 or 3, but I don't have a problem with them being there just based off of the teams that are in the championship contenders now. Florida State's a little shaky for me because quarterback play has been same type of quarterbacks Miami was getting before 3 years ago. So I understand that you need a quarterback to win, and no matter if you have everything else. But I think I'm fine with that placement, but I would throw a little asterisk by Duke and Florida State and be like, Virginia and Louisville can have your spot after 2 weeks real quick.
Playmaker?
Go ahead.
Okay. So we'll dive now into what on ACC Media Day they think is the championship contenders. And with Florida State, they got to rebuild, but they're trending up. They have key pieces that were returning on both sides from last year. They're looking to get back to the top, obviously. And then we talked about Duke, of course. They're the defending ACC champs. They lost Darian Mensah to Miami. Manny Diaz is returning. The question is, can they repeat? And then you have Clemson with the new era with Christopher Fitzina at QB and elite defensive returns. And Dabo Swinney is chasing after another ACC title. Now, for Clemson, for Duke, for Florida State, this is all I have to say about you being a conference championship contender. Whoa, Lord. What a crack of crap. Because the only championship contender in this conference is Miami. They reached the game last year. You got Mensah, who's leading them on the field this year, replacing Carson Beck, who got them to the national championship game last year. And obviously with the crystal ball,
great.
And actually, well, talent wise, it definitely is an upgrade. Because with Beck, you had to cross your fingers and hope that he would not give you the big turnover and revert back to, okay, I don't know what to do on this field, because he would have those brain fart moments.
Real spit.
Yeah. And I'm not saying it just to talk trash. That's just how he is. That he was that way at Georgia. He was that way at Miami. And
I did not take it as trash, sir. I took it as factual information.
Yeah, I figured. And the expectation for the U is now gotten back to how it used to be from the mid 80s to I would say the early 90s, and then from the late 90s to mid 2000s. National championship or Nathan? All right, your thoughts on the championship contenders in the ACC? Well, Cool actually mentioned he figured, well, Duke and Florida State, they're one big time mistake away from Virginia replacing them. Your thoughts, Playmaker?
So Florida State trending upward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Key piece of return on both sides. Looking to get back to the top. I know the puffer you can start by doing that.
What, winning in Tuscaloosa?
No, not losing to Stanford.
Well, I mean, they I don't know if they're playing
That does
this
help.
year.
That does help.
Well, that would help. But I mean, but if they are playing them this year, they probably would be playing them in Tallahassee, so you won't have that issue. But I would think beating Alabama and Tuscaloosa would help.
As long as you don't choke away the rest of the season, it's a great win.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I brought up Stanford. Oh, and by the way,
I'm tracking.
That's a pull a page out of my co-host Cool McCain's playbook. And also, how about not losing to Virginia when you have college game day on the line?
Any thoughts, Cool?
All I got, Playmaker. Oh, my brother.
Testify. And I'm with you on that. I'm with you. Now, here's the reality for the ACC. Look, they proved they could compete in the highest level with that one team, not the other 15. That one team proved that you could perform at the highest level. The problem is the depth across the conference. It may be getting stronger, but you got to be more consistent, because that is the big challenge that you all face. And let's see if the quarterback development and the development in other areas too, probably even with coaching as well, I'll even put it that myself, that will define the growth of the ACC as being a literal one of the big four conferences coming in 2026. And obviously the big focus for the ACC, they want to basically be, I like to say it like, well, I'm going to do it anyway. Basically, the ACC is hoping that they become Greeks, and they are like the Define 9 organizations of Greek life. 16 teams, one goal. That everybody's each other's brother and sister. That is what they are wanting. Because they want to have right. They want to have a collective, cohesive feel to the conference. That it is basically us versus everybody.
And another thing, Florida State, if you notice, there's a team missing in the graphic. And it had to be the team that beat you.
The one you just mentioned?
There's a couple of teams missing in the graphic. As a matter of fact.
Well, I know there's another one.
I know. I see 3 already.
I know one for sure. S, M, and U.
Where's at the bottom?
No, I know. I said one of those. I said one
West Side, California?
Yeah, that's California at the top.
California love.
You talking about Cal?
Cal at the top.
Yep. We ain't got Wake Forest or Syracuse up here. I don't see BC either. I'm sure there's a reason for it. I'm just, throwing it out there. Just doing what I do.
Now, the key factors for this coming season. The pretenders and the contenders will be separate and separated by quarterback play. And the reason why I laughed at all the other championship contenders is because you don't have a Darian Mensah quality QB behind any of your offensive lines. Sorry, you just don't. Defensive dominance, and Miami proved that in their playoff run. That will be the ACC's calling card if it wins championships. Clemson, hello. You're supposed to have that. You're supposed to have that big time vaunted defense. It needs to show up now, and not allow 48 points in games.
NIL kill Clemson.
Yeah. Now you got the major enemy of one of the major enemies of Dabble Swinney, since we were talking about Clemson, the transfer portal. It continues to reshape rosters and create opportunities. Of course, we talked about the revenue sharing and a house settlement that will impact the future. And look, when it comes to championships, the path is set. Now, which team other than Miami, barring injury on any level with them, will seize the moment? Because I believe the Hurricanes will.
I think SMU. I think SMU is going to be some dogs this year.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm with you on that, actually.
Now, Mr. Johnson, now you get to have fun.
Oh, really? Okay. Let's talk about the much-watched games. ACC versus non-conference opponents. We'll start with the marquee games. Clemson will go to their opposing Death Valley. So this will not be taking place on Clemson soil. It'll be taking place in Baton Rouge as Clemson goes against the Tigers of LSU.
Lane Kiffin's first game as Tigers head coach.
And that would be Lane Kiffin's first game as the head coach of LSU. That is going to be on September 5th.
Just put a little Ed Orgeron on that. Baton Rouge.
Yeah, that game will be on Saturday, September 5th. So that'll be a Saturday game. On Sunday, in my old home of Nashville, my former hometown of Nashville, you have Ole Miss.
Yes, real Tennessee.
Yeah. You have Ole Miss and Louisville squaring off against one another. So we'll be seeing that the Sunday before Labor Day. Then on the 19th of September, you'll have that game that I just mentioned a few minutes ago. Florida State traveling to Tuscaloosa to play the Crimson Tide. And then on November the 2nd, one of the great games of last year, we'll see that be renewed this year as Miami will travel to South Bend to play Notre Dame. And if that all goes well, I think you actually might see Miami replace USC as Notre Dame's #1 rival, personally.
Man, Notre Dame going to be geeked up for that game.
Yeah, they are. They are, because I know they felt as though they let the game last year in Coral Gables slip through their fingers. And they probably
really didn't, but they put it that way.
Oh. Did Cole Johnson freeze on this?
They stole him in the metaverse.
Wow.
And they were getting serious, too.
It was. All right. Well,
My brother was out there with the eyes closed.
for the marquee games, I'm looking at Clemson and LSU. LSU walked into Clemson's Death Valley, and they walked out with a victory. Now y'all got to go to Baton Rouge. Lane Kiffin's debut under the lights of that Death Valley. And if anybody knows me, because I do work the SEC, and I always say this, you don't win in Death Valley in prime time. Can the Clemson Tigers prove me wrong? Opening weekend.
I believe Mr. Johnson has returned.
yes.
Welcome back, Mr.
Yes,
Johnson.
he has.
Good to have you back, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sallins. Thank you, Mr. McCain.
Wait, I guess you can tell what game I'm looking forward to in the marquee side.
Yes, Clemson LSU. I figured out. I knew that was the game you were looking forward to.
Yeah, I don't even have to tell
Before,
you.
I was like, yeah. And I know the game that Cool's looking forward to is the November 2nd matchup.
Yes, sir.
Which I wouldn't blame him on looking
20
forward to
days
that
before
one.
my birthday.
That's right. Your birthday's at the 22nd. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah, you're a Sagittarius. You're my Sagittarius, brother. I forgot about that. Yes, right.
Yep. I'm a cuss.
The weekend before mine's.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and the game is the weekend
yours.
before yours. Oh man. So yeah, those are the marquee games. The 4 Power 4 class games that we think will move the needle for the ACC. You have North Carolina traveling across the pond to Ireland to face off against TCU. That game will be the Saturday before Labor Day, August 29th.
Oh, can I say one thing on that one real quick, Cole? Hey, UNC, what y'all should do is schedule Miami in Dublin or schedule Miami in week 0, so that way the game won't count against your record.
He beat you to it.
I'm glad I didn't
He
say
beat
it.
you to it.
I'm glad I didn't say it. Yes, sir. I'm glad I didn't say it. And I'm glad someone else did, because that was certainly what I was thinking. Oh, man, that's beautiful. Play the game when it doesn't matter in this crappy week 0. Yeah. Good Lord. So on September 3rd, which that will be on the Thursday before Labor Day, Colorado will be visiting Georgia Tech. They'll be going to Atlanta. So we'll be seeing Coach Prime going to one of his favorite cities where he was the man in Atlanta. Of course, not as Georgia Tech, but as an Atlanta Falcon and an Atlanta Brave. September 12th.
Y'all think Coach Prime gonna have his fake toes by the time they go?
I hope he does.
Yeah.
Because them ditches are falling one by one fast. And I wish I was joking. September 12th, September 12th, the Saturday after Labor Day, you have two games that we probably have to look forward to. Duke, they're traveling to the Midwest to play the Illini. Of course, they played in Durham last year, a good defensive tilt that the Illini actually did win against Duke. And then you have Tennessee, who they have big time aspirations to be in the playoff. They will be going not too far, since they live in Knoxville. They're just going down I-75 south to Georgia Tech, to Atlanta, and play Georgia Tech. So you have those two games to look forward to on the September 12th. September 19th, you have NC State. They're traveling to Nashville to play Vanderbilt. You have West Virginia playing against Virginia in a neutral site game. And then you have Notre Dame against North Carolina in Chapel Hill on October 3rd. All right, cool. Which of these games of the Power 4 class you're looking forward to seeing?
I'm gonna have to say NC State at Vanderbilt. Let's see what NC State got. Vanderbilt's a good team, a good solid team. So let's see what NC State can do.
That's a good one. And if they still had Diego Pavia, I would probably say for me, it's a no doubter. It's that one. But we'll see if Vanderbilt can actually build off of their success last year. And we're seeing if NC State can do the same.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we're seeing if NC State can do the same, build off of their late success from last year.
Pavia got kicked out of the NFL already, didn't he?
Yeah. It probably stayed on. Yeah, he would have been kicked out. Because I think he was a 5th-year senior when he played last year. Yeah. Playmaker, which of the games are you looking forward to in the Power 4 clash?
Since this is the ACC preview, I'm gonna pick it for the ACC purposes. August 29th, North Carolina. You want to get off to a good start? You want to show people that you are building something? You go over to Ireland and take care of TCU, who, by the way, if I remind you, came to your building on Bill Belichick night and gave you a stomping.
Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, yeah. If it weren't for the fact it was a team in the Dallas area, that butt whooping was beautiful to watch. That butt whooping was just it was.
And by the way, you should.
It was artistic.
And by the way, yeah,
it was artistic.
Y'all should be thankful y'all don't got to go to Fort Worth to play that game.
To Fort Worth, yeah. Mm-hmm.
To me personally, I would have loved to see you go to Fort Worth to play that game. But since they want to put it in Ireland, let's see what you got, North Carolina.
Luckily, it's in Ireland. That game should have been in Fort Worth. They should have found another team to play. Now, the rivalry games that aren't buried in the ACC, of course, you have to go to the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Georgia Tech. Of course, this game will be between the hedges since last year it was in Atlanta. Louisville at Kentucky. That will be in Lexington, and of course, you have South Carolina visiting Clemson.
Yeah, that game was in Atlanta, but it's not.
Right,
but it was not at Georgia Tech. It was actually at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Sir.
Oh no, it's a game missing. I did it on purpose.
I know, sir. You have an act in between Georgia.
No, I'm talking about last year game. It was played.
Oh,
it was played at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
It was played in Mercedes-Benz. Thank you, sir. Is this year it's being played in Mercedes-Benz?
No, it's actually playing in Athens.
That's what I thought. So they're playing in Athens. Okay. Well, since you're talking, sir, which of these three games are you looking forward to?
South Carolina and Clemson, because South Carolina been having Clemson's number lately. That's something most football fans ain't used to hearing. But South Carolina has been having Clemson's number lately.
Yeah, that's true. Cool.
I'm gonna go with the same. Because I mean, we know Georgia is going to dog walk Georgia Tech. It's not gonna be a game. Louisville and Kentucky.
Agreed.
It's probably 1A for me, but I'm gonna go South Carolina and Clemson.
The Louisville Kentucky game is dependent on if Kentucky actually builds on what they did last year.
Mm-hmm.
They had a lot of close but no cigar moments. If they can turn that into a few dubs, then that would be one I would be looking forward to as well.
Right.
But I do agree with you. I think thank you, Jacob Fatu. I think Georgia will dog walk Georgia Tech too. And the game I'm looking forward to definitely is South Carolina at Clemson, South Carolina. Those are the must-watch non-conference games. Now, what are the must-watch conference games?
Because I know somebody gonna get at me in the chat. I missed the game on purpose.
You missed a game on purpose.
I missed the game on purpose. And I will bring that back up when we get to that other conference. But I missed the game on purpose.
Now, what are the must-watch conference games?
We have the top 10 ACC matchups.
All right. So let's actually go from 10 to 1, shall we? At number 10, we have Florida State at Louisville. That will be October 9th. Of course, that will be in Louisville. Number 9, we'll have a rematch of the ACC championship game between Duke and Virginia. That will be in Charlottesville. That will take place October 23rd. At number 8, you have Louisville at North Carolina State. They will have kickoff there in Raleigh on October the 3rd. You have SMU traveling to Louisville to face against the Cardinals. That game will be on September 19th. Then you have SMU going to Tallahassee to play Florida State. That game will be on Labor Day or Labor Night, September 7th. That is from 10 to 6. Number 5 will be Clemson at Florida State. That matchup will take place on Halloween. Florida State, they will travel to Miami this year to play against the U. That will be on its customary time, the third Saturday in October 17th in this year. But that won't be the last time you'll see Miami on this list, because they will host Duke November 14th. That's the number 3 game to watch out the most for in all ACC matchups. At number 2 is Clemson traveling to Duke November 20th. And the reason why this is marked is because Duke gave Clemson that business in Death Valley last year. In fact, they scratched a 45-year drought of beating Clemson in Clemson. And then the marquee matchup, we believe, in the Atlantic Coast Conference, Miami traveling to Clemson to face off against the Tigers on October 3rd. Cool, I'll start with you. Of these 10 games, which ones are you looking forward to seeing the most?
SMU and Florida State. Of course, Florida State and Miami. And Duke and Miami. I'm not going to say Miami and Clemson because either it's going to be a tight game or it's going to be a blowout for Miami.
So he went 3, 4, and 6.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Cole.
Let me see. Just for me to be entertained, 9, 6 as well, because I want to see if Florida State actually has matured. Because I think I agree with Cool. SMU, I believe, is going to be a problem in the ACC this year, and of course, I think you're going to get a lot of hype for, of course, number 3, for obvious reasons, and 4. So I'd say 3, 4, 6, and 9.
9 because of the championship rematch. 4 because that's the rivalry in the ACC when it comes to football.
It's the biggest rivalry in the ACC. Yes.
And 3 because Manny Diaz, you finally returned to Miami.
Yeah, you have him to return to Miami, and you have the opposing quarterback playing against his former school.
Well, I'm the one who made
drama with Duke Miami. Yes,
I'm the one who made a list, so you can already know what's my top game to look at.
Well, I know the top game, but okay, I'll offer your thoughts as to why you decided to group them the way you did then.
Clemson, as you said earlier, was that team. Miami has become that team. If Clemson wants to get back to being recognized, well, you got to go through the team that's pretty much at the top of that list right now.
To translate Monarchs of Wrestling wise, to beat a man, whoa, you got to beat the man.
Number 2, as you said, which came to a nice use inside a commercial. Duke went to Clemson and ended a 45-year drought. And Duke is the champion of the ACC going into the season. So that's another test for Dabo Swinney if he wants to get back to relevancy.
Dabo.
But number 3, as you said, Manny Diaz going back to Miami, and then quarterback transfer from Duke to Miami, so he gets players on the team. But the reason I put this game on is because the question was, can Duke repeat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the team that you were picked over is the team that you're going to. Best believe that team will be on a mission in Miami to show everybody why what happened last year was all screwed up. So, Duke, can you hang with the team that went to the national championship game?
Jang-a-line.
Can you hang?
Jang-a-line.
Because if Miami beat the brakes off you, they're just going to tell you what everybody believes already. Florida State, Miami, that's obvious reasons. Clemson, Florida State, that's obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
SMU and Florida State, they have never met each other, if I remember correctly. It's the first time they'll be seeing each other, and it's in Doak Campbell Stadium. Interesting way to kick off the season.
Point of note, for those who don't know, Clemson and Florida State, that used to be a really good rivalry for many different reasons. It's an underrated one, but for the Florida State's, how can I put it, ineptitude, it has lessened in intensity and focus. I'm sorry, SMU and Florida State. I'm sorry, sir.
A great way to kick off the season. Somebody gets off to a good start right out the gate.
Yeah.
SMU and Louisville. The problem with SMU last year was the road. You got Florida State, and then 2 weeks later, you got Louisville, both on the road. How do SMU look on the road? Louisville,
be good.
Louisville, NC State. For some reason, and Cole Johnson can contest to this because he almost blew a gasket with NC State. That game, they forgot to play defense last year. For some reason, that game defense became optional.
That pisses me off. Lack of effort.
Number 9, that's for obvious reason because that was the ACC championship game in which doomsday happened. And then number 10, Louisville hosting Florida State. If Florida State does what they do and Louisville does what they do, October 9th is a big one for both programs.
That is what the ACC is hoping. They're hoping that Louisville actually gets off to the good start they're supposed to get off to, and Florida State actually, for lack of a better term, they will only have one hiccup before they meet up in Louisville.
All right, before we get to the final slide of the show, Cool McCain put you on the spot, sir. The winner of your conference, the dark horse of your conference, and the team with the most pressure.
Winner, of course, W. Dark horse, according to your list, is going to be SMU. And what was the third question?
Team on the hot seat.
Team on the hot seat. Oh, I mean, which option you want to go with? You want to go with Chapel Bill? We'll do that.
So for
the UNC Tar Heels.
So for Cool McCain, the Miami Hurricanes will win the ACC. SMU is the dark horse, the team to look out for. And North Carolina, year 2 of Chapel Bill, is the team on the hot seat. So what did me and Cole Johnson say? Cole Johnson, I'll let you take it.
All right. Now, for the champions, I believe it's going to be Miami. There isn't another team that even comes close to the Hurricanes in the ACC. But for all the other teams in the ACC, don't feel bad. There's only a few teams that can hang with the Hurricanes anyway, no matter the conference. So it's not just you.
Hey, ACC. Don't be mad. UPS is hiring.
Yeah. Don't fret. Don't fret. They give other teams in other conferences headaches, not just yours. The dark horse I said would be SMU because I was witnessing how they were last year, and to me, I'll go on record as saying I think they had the best win in the ACC last year when they actually beat the U. I think that was the most impressive dub on the whole ACC calendar season. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, so they can, if they're focused, they can match the speed and they can match the intensity of Miami. Okay, they may stand a chance. I don't think they will beat them, but I mean they stand a chance since they can show they have that capability. And the team under pressure, I say, is Virginia because they crapped away last year the opportunity to basically make everybody miserable and win the ACC last year. And they crapped it away in the ACC championship game in doing so.
You would have been happy.
And I don't really see them recovering from that personally. So champions Miami, dark horse SMU, team under most pressure Virginia.
All right.
And the reason why I didn't pick Clemson is because I really do not have that much faith in Dabo Swinney.
You don't have that much faith.
Go ahead.
But do I need to speak on why I picked Miami to win the ACC?
They played in the national championship game and they got a better quarterback this year.
A quarterback that won that same conference last year.
Right. So he knows the conference very well. Yes.
Dark horse. Pitt. Pitt was among them groups that was fighting for that spot too. A little adjustments here and there, and then Pitt can have another good season, even though most people ain't talking about Pitt. Pitt is flying under the radar, even though they had a good season last year. And Clemson. Even though my co-host said he doesn't have faith in Dabo Swinney, the national media does.
Dabo.
The ACC media does.
They had a lot of faith in him last year.
They still got faith in him. And guess what, Dabo? You're a big name. You had your first hiccup in quite some time. Miami's taking over. Are you just going to let them take over? Or are you going to have some fortitude in you, some balls, and say, Miami, I would like to have a word.
That country nigger is going to hiccup some more.
Could we have picked North Carolina and Chapel Hill? Yeah, but I mean, let's be for real. When it comes to college football, are we really worrying about Bill Belichick, or are more eyes going to be on Dabo Swinney and what's going on at Clemson?
Since Belichick, I'm going to put it this way.
Stop being infused with certain joy juices.
Yeah, since Belichick basically feels as though he's won the Super Bowl by having sex with his granddaughter, the focus won't be on him. I agree with you. The focus would be more on Clemson and Dabo Swinney because they have been the team in the last decade that has been the standard bearer in the ACC. So I agree with you there.
I don't disagree with Cool's pick because Bill Belichick is the name in football, period.
Yeah.
And it's North Carolina. He's coaching. I don't disagree with him. I don't disagree with Coach Jones because Virginia, you had the perfect opportunity
I like all three teams that was picked as teams with most pressure.
I do too.
And I would argue against any one of the picks.
I
wouldn't argue against either one of
I'm
them.
not arguing against Cole's pick because Virginia had the perfect opportunity to win the Atlantic Coast Conference by beating the team that you already had beaten.
Yeah. That's another thing. You already beat Duke in the regular season, right?
But you let Duke catch you. But outside of Miami, there's only really two teams that's going to have the spotlight. One is in Tallahassee, and the other one is in Clemson, South Carolina.
That's correct. I do agree with you there.
So, Dabo, you might want to be on your ish this year.
And I'm with
Real
Cole.
talk.
I can't argue against the teams there in the hot seat either. North Carolina or Clemson. I can't argue against that either. I'm with Cole on that.
But the three of us are in agreement. It's the one team that's head and shoulders above everybody in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
And it's not even close. It's not even close.
So quite simply put, Mario Cristobal, all thing you gotta do is do what you did last year.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy down here at the bottom, he won't have to come on here and go off on you.
Go off.
Just do what you did last year. It's simple.
If he can have his team channel what they did the playoffs and have it extrapolated from the time the season starts until mid-January, they can be national champions. They can be. They can be.
As we get up out of here, Cool McCain, final words to your conference.
That's what I'm saying, man. ACC, step your game up. Quit crying. Quit trying to get money you don't deserve and go out there and earn it. Because if you earn it, it's coming. It's just that simple, man. Do better.
And that would do it for today's show, the season premiere, season 5 of Bearing Down the Gridiron. Shout out to my brother Cool McCain for hopping on, as he always does when we talk ACC.
Let's go.
Wonderful.
Cole Johnson, 1 down, 3 more conferences to go. Next week, who's on top? The Big 12. Arguably probably the most unpredictable conference of all the 4 powerful conferences.
I agree with that.
Texas Tech won it last year. Can they do it again this year? Well, we'll find out what me and Cole Johnson thinks. Come back next week to have that conversation with us. And if there's any strange or crazy news that comes out of college football and from the NCAA, hopefully, I hope not. But who knows with that full-letter institution. But until next time, Cool McCain, Cole Johnson, the Playmaker, Darnell, Sallins, saying deuces for Bearing Down the Gridiron. Sharp take, smarter debates, all college football.